Have you ever seen the sunset over the Cascade Mountains in springtime? It'll bring a tear to your eye. It's Vlogaday 1093. Good morning. It's a delightfully chilly, it's really chilly Selfie Sunday this morning, July 14th. For those of you that are interested in the Bastille Day festivities, I've done Bastille Day twice in 2 different ways here now. Once as a tour guide, I was bouncing around, and once kind of went to the parade and checked it out and did all the usual stuff. So if you want to see that, I'll make sure to link to those in the sidebar. Give them a look. This morning, just slept, working on actually resting. Today was a better day to rest, especially after yesterday. Yesterday was a very busy day, also in the sidebar, sure, why not? Great day, but late night. I mentioned this yesterday, but one of the interesting things you might not know about Bastille Day is they don't call it Bastille Day here, they just call it July the 14th. Oh, I did mention that, but that was on the day that my computer decided to stop working, and so it didn't make it into my vlog. So, perfect timing to talk about that today. It's just one of those things that we all call it Bastille Day in English. The French, I don't know if they would even know what you were referring to necessarily if you said that. I decided to ditch the selfie cam because it's just terrible, and also if I'm going to be riding around while talking, gotta have a fancy fuzzy mic, and my old cell phone fancy fuzzy mic unfortunately doesn't work on the phone that doesn't have a headphone jack. Some of you might be surprised that I don't want to go out and see the festivities today. And I mean, I'm still kind of tempted to maybe go check out the fireworks tonight because it wouldn't be that hard to find a spot to be able to see them from. There are a lot of elements at play here. One, the most basic, I think, and the most obvious to me at least, is that I'm just kind of like over it right now. I don't feel particularly like going and elbowing through a bunch of crowds to see, you know, a military parade, which is kind of interesting, but not going to be any different than the ones that I've seen before. And also, fireworks kind of fall into the same category. I mean, I have friends that'll be out tonight that I could probably go join, and that would be nice. But I gotta rest sometime, and why not rest on a day when there are events happening that, you know, you may not find particularly interesting anyways. So that's definitely part of it, not being super interested in, you know, crowds and stuff. One of the things, I mean, someday hopefully I get invited to go to Bastille Day and get like a wonderful location sitting in like the grandstands or something. But in the meantime, I don't know, just wasn't really feeling it. Also, like yesterday was a very full day, and I've been having these really long, like 12 to 14 hour days of filming, which are pretty exhausting. And then I'm trying to give myself some time and some space to rest here and there, at least sprinkling it in, because if I don't, you know, I'm worried that I'm not gonna make it to the end of this season of vlogging, which is kind of one of the big goals. Like, I want to finish strong. So that's finding that weird balance of, you know, wanting to finish strong, but needing to take a little bit more rest than I used to in order to do so. It's kind of just where I'm at in general. The other thing, I saw a lot of posts from Bastille Day that were getting tagged from Bastille Days of the past to the Bastille Day of today. What I found both fascinating and depressing about it was how they all were full of people holding their phones up to take photos. The ones that I saw that were most striking were ones of the planes going overhead with the streamers, like the smoke coming out behind, the red, white, and blue, or the bleu, blanc, rouge. And while they're cool photos, the entire bottom third of like 5 photos that I saw in a row were nothing but people's hands taking photos. And I was struck by that because I was kind of like, well, what do I have to add to this conversation, to this story, to what's going to be broadcast by tens of thousands of people from their phones over the course of the day? And that leads me to a thought that I've been kind of wrestling with for a while, which is, what am I doing to contribute to a conversation and not just add to the noise? Because I feel like there is a lot of digital noise out there. There's so much on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of it, that we're all trying to break through in one way or another. But at the same time, if we're all trying to break through it, that only means we're only adding more to it. And so if that's the case, how do I make sure that I'm being constructive? And this is a thought that goes into the future planning as well. As I get ready to reboot the vlog, basically, to restructure and to come back stronger and better than ever in the future. For those of you that are worried that I'm gonna stop vlogging, I'm not gonna stop vlogging. I'm just gonna change how and when I do it. What I wanna make sure is that as I'm doing that, I'm being thoughtful and proactive and really adding value to the world, that I'm adding value to your life as you watch it, that I'm adding something in everything that I do. And I hope that that's what I've accomplished in my vlog thus far, that none of my vlogs are total throwaway vlogs, although a couple of them probably are. I obviously hope there's some inherent value to what I've been doing, but that doesn't mean that I can't take a moment to question that. Oh geez, there's a lot of water in the bike lane here. And really think and look forward to addressing it in the future. I've been thinking a lot about what is it, oh geez, it's a lot of water. What is it that I'm all about? What is it that I'm trying to communicate? Who am I trying to grow into? What do I want to present myself as? Lots of just kind of internal and introspective questions that I really hope have very strong outward results that make my storytelling stronger, that make my communication better, that make everything about what I'm doing better. But jumping into a crowd of people to do the same thing that everyone else is doing seems to be exactly the opposite of what I should be doing. I want to be finding roads that are less traveled and telling stories that are less told, if not already untold, which is probably impossible because, I mean, what story like that exists? And I just generally want to be thoughtful about it. I've also been increasingly feeling the pull to just completely unplug from social media. This partially comes from like Twitter. I really love Twitter. I love the ability to just talk to whoever you want and to make connections and to share in kind of a free-for-all, but it's also super stressful and depressing if you spend too much time on it, at least for me, especially when it comes to like the politics and other things that you see on the platform all the time. It can be pretty brutal. And I find myself getting like, I find my blood pressure going up if I spend too much time bouncing around on Twitter. Instagram can be kind of similar. Instagram's following in the footsteps of Facebook in how it just makes me feel gross to use it for too long. And Facebook's something that I avoid in general. Like I never go on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and I never look at it. I still post my photo of the day on my personal Facebook, but I want to stop doing that soon. And I just want to, that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to this break coming up from my vlog, is having the opportunity to really stop and rethink and reformulate how it is I engage with the world and what it's going to look like going forward. When I really stop and I think about it, and I think in terms of like, if I spend, let's take Instagram for example. If I spend more than 5 minutes on Instagram, I start to feel like weirdly disquieted. Some of it's like mild insecurity, some of it's just looking at what's out there and being like, why is anyone interested in any of this? And I don't know what all it is, but I also start to feel kind of antsy, like I need to do something. And one of the cool things about taking these breaks the last couple of days, where I've just taken some time to sit and either do some research, watch some YouTube videos about writing, or just binge a Netflix show like I did a couple days ago. It's giving me some space to get a little bit bored and to get a little bit antsy, and then all of a sudden I pull out my laptop and I start doing work, admin work, getting organized, that I haven't really given myself the time to do for a while, and I start to feel really productive. That's the kind of space I want to be building back into my life, where vlogging has taken a huge chunk of time and energy, and it's been fantastic, but how can I take this vlogging time and repurpose it in ways that help me to engage in the things that I really want to be doing, and that help me to feel, not just feel productive, but genuinely recapture a level of productivity. So those are my thoughts today on my pseudo selfie cam Sunday. I think I'm gonna go watch a movie. I might check out the fireworks, but at the end of the day, like, I gotta do what I want to do, and if what I really need is to take some time, give myself some space, let my brain get a little bit bored, I think that's going to be really good for me. I'm very excited. I also started looking into like some master's programs, just as a possibility. I don't know that I have the space in my life to do a master's, but I've always wanted to do a master's. Doing a master's in philosophy or history, there are a couple of arenas that I think could be really good for my future as a storyteller, especially as a world-building storyteller.
The fantasy side of things.
So there's some interesting possibilities there, especially one that I found that you have 3 trimesters and you spend 1 at the Sorbonne, 1 at Oxford, and 1 in the Netherlands. I was like, yeah, please sign me up for that in a heartbeat. So I'm gonna be playing around with some different things, but if nothing else, I'm giving myself room to think and imagine and play, and I think that that'll have a really good effect in the long run. And then I thought, why not wheel over towards the Eiffel Tower, because the roads are going to be closed off for the fireworks tonight. Might as well just bounce around for a minute and take advantage of the fact that look at all this space on the road. This is magical. Even if I'm not going to come back for the fireworks, I can definitely enjoy the increased pedestrianness of this place. Not a bad day for a wheeling about. It'd be nice if I had one of those bigger wheels, because I'd be able to go a lot faster on the whole, long, speedy portions of a trip, but that's for future videos. We're gonna keep testing out wheels later. In the meantime, I hope you're having a great day wherever it is you are today, and I hope you're having a wonderful July 14th if you're here in Paris, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, for probably a day where I actually do get out, go about, see the city, and continue to talk about life. See you for that tomorrow.